And now on the show, I'm going to take a look at a brand new Harry Potter experience that is on in Victoria at the moment. And the great news is this experience has just been extended. It was due to finish up in a week or two, but they have just extended it at the moment due to popular demand. Now, what I'm talking about is what Lee and I went to the other night. It is called the Harry Potter Forbidden Forest Experience, and it is on at the Briars in Mount Martha, on the Mornington Peninsula in Victoria. Now, we are big Harry Potter and also Fantastic Beasts fans, but Lee, what did you think of this Forbidden Forest experience? Because they've called it a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I actually agree with that and totally recommend going to it. I guess we went without knowing too much about it, except that it was a Harry Potter experience and thought we'd give it a go. So obviously looked up the tickets and bought them, very excited to go, but didn't really know a whole lot about it. So upon arriving, I think the atmosphere is set just from the very start with Hogsmeade Village, or inspired by Hogsmeade, where you just, as you arrive, you've got beautiful lanterns through the whole village. You've got different food outlets and a drink outlet that was selling butterbeer and things like that. And already there were some interactive experiences that children could get involved with, or adults. We still got involved in it. I think I would also recommend, if you already have some kind of wand at home, bring that with you, because kids can point the wand at certain areas and there will be a reaction from the props or the scenery, and they can certainly have some fun there. You can just use your arm, but I think it would be a lot more fun having a wand. Can buy them there too, but they're super expensive. So yeah, as you arrive, the scene is already set. So we sat down and we got some food, very Harry Potter inspired food, I guess. And then from there, we were able to go in at our allotted time that we'd bought the tickets for. And it just felt magical from the first step through the doorway. Now, of course, this is an outdoor experience. And, of course, you're walking through a forbidden forest. Now, the way they've set it up, it makes you feel like you are part of the film. You really do feel like there's audio, there's little bits taken out of the Harry Potter movies and Fantastic Beasts movies. And so already, if you love the Harry Potter world, you feel connected because you're hearing parts of scenes that you're familiar with, and then you're seeing scenes set up for you, and of course you're excited to see them. Now there is a beautifully lit path, so there are a few dark spots which makes it feel more eerie, but there is a beautifully lit up path through the forest or through the bush, and I have to say you basically get a beautiful light show through the whole experience.
Yep.
But with that, you also get the interactive experiences with characters such as Aragog, the spider.
Yep.
A hippogriff.
Buckwheat.
Yep. A Dementor or two. Hagrid and Fangs. Niffler is there. There are unicorns. The Harry Potter car's there. There's a wand fight experience if people would like to do that. I would say that was probably one of the longest lines though for that wand fight.
No, the longest line was for where you could cast a Patronum into the forest.
Yeah, so I guess through the experience there's it's not overcrowded in most areas, but you'll come across some lines where there's an interactive experience where those lines are quite long. Would you agree?
Yeah, so with your ticket, they do actually give you a time to turn up, and they estimate that it will take most people about 60 to 90 minutes to go through the entire experience. And it's kind of important to follow that timeline, especially with the time that you're supposed to go into the forest, because things happen. So Voldemort attacks the forest once every hour. So, of course, if you don't turn up on your time or you go in late or something like that, you may miss that moment when that happens. So where everything kind of turns green in the forest and Voldemort's voice comes over the thing, like basically saying what he wants to do. So it is kind of important that you follow that timeline and that you stay there for the 60 to 90 minutes, or else you'll miss things like that happen.
Yeah, definitely.
So, and the Voldemort attack can be scary, I should warn, because a 50-year-old woman in front of me was quite scared by the moment. So, yeah, I don't know how kids would go with some... Like, there was kids there on the night we were there having fun, but I don't know how they would go with those darker moments, like when Voldemort attacks the forest. So, yeah, I don't know. What do you think? You probably know more about kids than me.
Oh, I think it just depends on the child and how exposed they've been to the actual Harry Potter movies. I mean, if they're good with the movies, I'm sure they'll be good with this. But yeah, we heard some funny comments on the night. We had a lady in the line who wasn't quite sure if Buckwheat was real or an animatronic, which we actually thought was quite hilarious.
There was also another poor young teenager that by no means was going into the spider part of the forest because she was arachnophobic, so she was not heading into that area of the forest.
That poor person was really struggling. But yeah, there's magical moments. The light shows are amazing. Yeah, I found that all really fascinating. And there's just so much too. You get a good walk out of it as well. So you don't actually stay still very long. It's more if there's a line for something. But look out for little things like the Cornish pixies and things like that. There was a section with lit up leaping toadstools in the Forbidden Forest, which... we know in the movie that's where they're from, the Forbidden Forest, but also could be bought in Diagon Alley because they're used for spells in the movie. So There's things like that. So everything is obviously from the movie. So if you're not sure and you think, I don't remember that being in the movie, go back and have a look. And don't forget that some things are from Fantastic Beasts.
Hence Niffler being there.
That's right. There's some amazing things that happen. The way the unicorns run through the forest. I don't want to give too much away, but I felt like that was a real treat. I thought that was really well done. And I was really aware that the sound was brilliant. So the audio was brilliant. The lighting was amazing and would have taken such a long time to set up. I cannot even describe to you how many lights there are throughout the whole experience. And all the mechanics of, the different scenes. And they've done a fantastic job.
Yeah, look, even the most simple things come to life in such an amazing way. There's a whole werewolf part of it, which were pretty simple lights, but it looked absolutely spectacular and, of course, adds to the experience. If you know the Sirius Black storyline in Harry Potter, but... it felt like every corner you went around there was something different. And like I was kind of worried going there, especially with that news coming out of Britain about people have probably heard about it, the dodgy guy that set up a Willy Wonka experience in a factory. And it was sad looking people in sad looking costumes and just really, really lame. I was kind of worried, but this is absolutely brilliant. It is, it's been put together by, J.K. Rowling's company, The Wizarding World, and also Warner Brothers. So, yeah, this is absolutely top notch.
The quality is there.
Yeah, it's definitely not sad people in sad costumes like the Willy Wonka one. It's just absolutely amazing. I do believe that their once in a lifetime claim is real. Like, this is just absolutely amazing if you're a Harry Potter fan. I've known a few friends that have gone that are absolutely hardcore Harry Potter and Fantastic Beast fans, and they have walked away from it loving it so much that they've vowed to buy tickets again and go back before it ends. So, like I said, it has been extended at the moment, so make sure that you go to the website to find out more information about those extensions and to get your tickets too, because just a little tip, every now and then on the website, like I'm on the website right now, and if I bought my tickets within the next 2 hours, I would get 15% off my tickets using a code. So
another tip is that we went on a Thursday night, and it was actually cheaper for the Thursday night than the weekend. So if you're taking family and, you know, in today's climate where things are expensive and you want to go, but you also want to be aware of your budget, maybe do that. Now, there's a few things also to note that when we arrived, we weren't quite sure how the car parking worked, but it is in a paddock, basically. And we were unaware that you would have to pay extra for parking. Generally in a country setting, it's not as usual to have to pay for parking. Of course, in the city, you're expecting to pay for parking, but in a country area, you're not really expecting to pay more. You would assume that's part of the ticket. So I think it cost us $15 to park in the paddock.
Yeah.
There was a VIP section to pay more. But I would recommend, if you have a little bit of trouble walking or there's a wheelchair access is needed, ask for the drop-off point up the top for those people. But obviously, if you're the driver and you need to be close to the entrance, then it's not advisable to park in the paddock down the bottom. I felt like that was a bit harder for people that would have movement issues. The track itself is pretty good to walk on when you're actually in the experience, and there were prams, people pushing prams, and also it appeared to be wheelchair friendly. I mean, obviously it's outdoors, so it's going to be not the smoothest of tracks, but it still seems like it would be appropriate.
Yeah, and also worth noting, if you want to go and experience the Hogsmeade Village without going into the forest, you can do that without a ticket. You could go down and
you'd have to pay for parking.
Yeah, you'd have to pay for your parking, but you can actually get into the Hogsmeade Village without where you can sit down and have a meal. There's a couple of interactive things out there as well.
Yeah.
Have your butterbeer, which was one of my highlights. And when I say butterbeer, it is actually a drink that kids can have as well. It's a butterscotch kind of drink. Very, very nice. Just be prepared to pay for that, because my flagon and my butterbeer was $25. So be prepared to pay for that. But look, if you did live in the area and you didn't want to do the forest, but you wanted to experience some of the stuff, you could easily go down and get a butterbeer and some food and a couple of the interactive things without actually having to pay for a ticket to go into the forest. But
so it's out in the Briars near Mount Martha?
So it's the Briars are located at 450 Nepean Highway, Mount Martha. Like I said, so the times at the moment that they're running it is it's open from 6 until 11, but on Sunday to Thursday, the last entry is at 9:45, and on Friday and Saturday, I think they open a little bit later because the last entry is at 10:15. So, given that they expect that it'll take 60 to 90 minutes, I'm guessing it's open a little bit later on those nights as well. And if you are somebody, and I'm thinking of one person in my life right now that doesn't like being around children, I would suggest that you do the 9:45 or the 10:15 entrance as well. But look, it is an experience that they say and I feel can be enjoyed by all kinds of family members, grandma, grandpa, mum, dad, kids, whatever. So yeah, go and check out the Harry Potter Enchanted Forest experience that is on in Mount Martha at the moment.